To find corresponding values for pressure and saturated vapor, given a value for temperature, use a simple program that you can write on your calculator. Inputting a given temperature from the problem statement, along with other given values, the program will solve for the pressure. To restart the program, use the same process to return a corresponding value for saturated vapor. The operation demonstrated is linear interpolation, and this video will be about deriving its equation and programming it into a TI-84 calculator. Start with the derivation of the linear interpolation equation. Given a line defined by two known points, find the value of an unknown point P that falls between them on the line. To derive the interpolation equation, start with the two-point form of the linear equation. The slope of a line, m, can be found using the two known points. The final product is the interpolation equation for any value on a line between 2 points. Now that you have derived the equation for linear interpolation, create a program in the TI-84 that will solve this equation as needed. First, press on. The display on your calculator should light up. Press Program. Use the arrow keys to tab over to the new menu. Press Enter. Now give the new program a name. It must be 8 characters or less. For this example, we can call the program Interp. When you've entered the name you want to keep, press Enter. Now it's time to begin writing the program. Press Program. This brings up a list of commands that can be used to communicate with the calculator. Using the arrow keys, tab over to the I/O menu. Scroll down to Input and press Enter. Input has now appeared in your program. The input command is used to tell the calculator what values it should ask for and how they correspond to the equation. Type in quotation x1 equals quotation, comma, a. This communicates that the calculator should ask the user what x1 equals and correlate it to a in the equation. The equals sign can be found by pressing second, then math or test in blue. Press Enter. The cursor should drop to a new line that begins with a colon. Repeat the same steps until all variables needed to solve the equation have been typed into the program. This is the interpolation equation, and this is how the TI-84 thinks about it. Type in the interpolation equation in terms of the variables defined in the input section. Recognize that this program only solves for x. Make sure the equation is correct and that each letter corresponds to the correct variable. Press the STO greater than to type an arrow. Then enter in the name of the variable to be solved for. Press Enter. The cursor should drop to a new line that begins with a colon. Press Program. Use the arrow keys to tab over to the I/O menu. Scroll down until you see DISP period. Press Enter. DISP has now appeared in your program. Type in quotation x equals quotation, comma, x. This tells the calculator to display the text in quotations, followed by the value for x. Press Enter. The cursor should drop to a new line that begins with a colon. press Program, then scroll down until you see Stop. Press Enter. Stop has now appeared in your program. The program is now ready to test out. To do this, press Second, Mode, or Quit in blue. This brings you back to the normal display. Press Program. The program you just created should be listed under the Exec menu. Press Enter. The program will appear on your display. Now, remember how the program interpolates. The x1 and y1 values correspond to the pressure and temperature, respectively, of a known point. Press Enter and the program will prompt you for a value of x1. Put in the corresponding value. Press Enter. Input the rest of the values the calculator asks for. Press Enter after each input. The calculator returns the correct interpolated value. Press Enter to end the program and perform other functions on your calculator. Or, press Enter again to restart the program.